Hi guys, welcome to another episode of SCN. On last week's show we did have a bit of a go at motoring journalists, and this week I'd like to apologize. So for the journalists out there that really do know what they're talking about and you to know exactly who you are, sincere apologies. On this week's show we're going to be talking about how to service a potential buyer. As a private seller you need to up your games. And to end off with, as always, we've got a couple of funny videos highlighting just why journalists get the big money they do. Now, on last week's show, we were talking very briefly about a needs analysis and exactly what that is. This week, we're going to combine that with a couple of really great selling skills. Now, a proper needs analysis is when you sit a client down and you genuinely understand their needs in terms of what they're looking to buy. So you don't come from a space where you're looking to sell them a car, you wait for them to tell you exactly what they want in a car. A proper needs analysis will take an hour and a half of some proper focused question and answers. So again, we harped on it last week about guys making quick decisions on behalf of potential buyers without doing a real needs analysis. That's what a real needs analysis is. A proper hour, maybe an hour and a half of some real soul searching by the client and also from the salesperson to understand exactly what the client needs. Now, you're a private guy selling your car, you've advertised it extensively, and on every week's show, we constantly talk about this. Pricing, photographs, all the good bits and pieces. You're now getting calls on your car. You've got to turn yourself, as a seller of a car, into a proper seller of a car, and this is all down to service. Now, when you're competing against motor dealers, a motor dealer will get a lead at 9 o'clock. I guarantee you by 9:15, that lead's been replied to. Meaning a salesman's got off his ass, picked up the phone and phoned a potential buyer on the car they've got advertised. If you're going to be advertising your car privately, you've got to up your game, you've got to get your service levels to the same kind of degree. So if you get an inquiry on a car you've got advertised, you need to respond as quickly as possible. You can't be waiting a day or two or three to phone a potential buyer back and give him some detail on the car. You've got to do it within the first hour. In the first 2 hours, absolutely critical that that gets done. Now, when it comes to that, you've also got to be obliging. Remember, you've now got a client, and a client is always right, as we all know from the retail game. So what you need to do is you need to make it as easy as possible to set up a demo on that particular car. Now, I know no seller really wants to go to a buyer's house, and I know sellers don't want buyers coming to their houses. So what you've got to do is pick a destination, pick a venue that's going to suit both buyer and seller. But as the seller of the car, you're the one who has to make the effort, not the buyer. Remember, you have to make the effort, not the buyer. When it comes to taking a little bit of criticism on your car as well, you've got to separate yourself from the car that you happen to be selling. Nothing's personal. Guys are going to come and they're going to try and chip you on price. We've talked about this before. The only way you're going to get chipped on price is if the guy starts pulling your car to pieces. Slowly but surely, they will definitely do that. Again, don't take it personally. It's not meant to be personal. It's part of the negotiation process. So take yourself away from being the owner of the car and put yourself in the place of just being the seller of the car. There's a subtle difference. Also, what you need to understand is you've got to be obliging when it comes to how you're going to get paid for your car. Guys are going to come, they're going to look, they're going to do a deal with you. They're then going to want to start negotiating in terms of how they're going to pay. You've already agreed on a price. How they pay for the car becomes the next question. Now, again, every week we highlight the services of a company like Motorfin who will facilitate the payment. Whether the guys are paying you cash or whether they want to finance the car, the guys at Motorfin will allow you to do that. If you're going to do it on your own, you need to be very careful about how you receive money. It's going to be very hard for you to finance a car privately as a private individual. There are banks out there whose service levels aren't particularly great who do the private-to-private service thing. But if you're going to go about it, make sure you are ready and prepared to be able to wait the week or 2 weeks it's going to take through some of the bigger institutions to get a private deal properly financed. If it's going to be a cash transaction, you need to be careful about how you get paid and what you get paid. Is it an EFT? Is it actual cash notes? These are all the things you've got to worry about. But you need to start worrying about this up front at the start of the transaction. Don't start worrying about that at the end. Start making allowances within how you're going to price your car and the way you sell your car in terms of how you're going to get paid for your car. So, a couple of points. Again, I'm just going to highlight again. Be open to comments in your car. You need to be engaging to a potential buyer, meaning you need to be treating them like a customer, and the customer is always king. So you need to travel to the customer rather than making the customer travel to you. That's very important if you're going to get your car sold. And also, as we've just said, be very aware of how you're going to take payment for your car. And now a video highlighting just how tough it is to be a motoring journalist in the great outdoors.
All it takes is a matter of seconds to get into your vehicle. All the thief needs is a hammer, an empty parking lot.
Hitting it to strike the wall.
It takes a car prowler just a matter of seconds to get into your vehicle. All they need is a hammer. Make sure no one's around. Door was unlocked. It takes a car prowler just a matter of seconds to get into your vehicle. All they need is something like a hammer. Make sure no one's around.
I'm sorry.
A page! Funguje? To je dobre, počkaj, čiže keď ste chodec, tak musíte zastať niekde tu a nehýbať sa. Čiže systém City Safety nám v reálnych podmienkach... Stoj! Stoj! Výborne. Takže takto je človek možno trošičku odvážnejší. Môžem sledovať, čo to bude robiť. No zlatý môj, tak keď som ja bol vpredu, tak som ti uhol. Ale teraz si zabrzdi sám. Je to na tebe, nech sa páči. Tak tento ti už neuhne. Ak máš dobrú baterku a nezlyhal ľudský faktor, tak môžeš skúsiť zabrzdiť. Aj tak to bolo na mňa veľa.
I told you, not an easy job. You guys deserve every penny you get. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to smash that like button. Check out the original videos on the link below. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe if you haven't already. I've been Nick, it's been real. We'll see you soon.
Surf4Cars.